So Shannon, I'll start with you because yours, both of your scriptures involve taming our tongues, which is so important right now. Can you share, please?
There was this verse that I've heard over the years. I had to go back and look it up to find the exact citation. I knew it was in Psalm somewhere, but this idea of let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, my strength and redeemer. And I thought, gosh, this is a time where we really have to watch our words. It's not just that, but I think about the meditations of my heart as well, because even if you're doing everything right on the surface, I know for me, I have to look at my motives, why I'm doing things, why I'm saying certain things, which leads me to the second verse in James 1:19. My dear brothers and sisters, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. And the Bible talks about the fact that there is righteous anger. There are times we saw Christ, when he was going after the money changers who were defiling the temple, essentially. So we know that there's a place for anger, but you got to be angry and sin not. And I feel like we're in such a heated time right now that those things just sound very relevant to me.
The theme in the two verses that I brought today are really about trust, because it's so hard right now to understand what the plan is, to understand where God is leading us. I think these are the times that really test our faith. When we watch what's going on and we see how divided, and we see our country in a situation that we have never seen it in before in our lifetimes. The divisiveness that we haven't seen since the Civil War or Vietnam, very difficult times in our country. So Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, to prosper you, not to harm you, a future and a hope."
I looked for a common theme, and for me that was unity, because our country in general is just so divided. And I loved 1 Peter 3:8. It says, "Finally, all of you have unity of mind, sympathy, brotherly love, a tender heart, and a humble mind." And what I love about this is that Peter had just gone from addressing individual groups of people to now this message of unity for everyone, and unity of mind. He mentions that. To me, that doesn't mean that everyone has to agree and have the same opinions. Of course not. God created us all different, exactly in his image, but different opinions, and that's going to happen. But to me, this means gathering as one and having the same morals and the same values. That's how I interpret unity of mind.
How do we get God's answer unless we seek him? So many of us have become so tribal that we are comfortable with our solution to the problem. We are comfortable with our ideology, and many times it doesn't line up with what God intended for us to believe. Turn away from our wicked ways. You know what? We can be so mean to each other, be so wicked toward each other. We can be so vengeful. If we want to heal our land, we got to turn away from that. And the hardest one is to forgive, right? So we've all screwed up. That's why Jesus paid it all for us. So it's a slap in his face when we can't forgive our brothers and sisters.
I have said these things to you that in me you may have peace. In the world you will have tribulations, you will have troubles, depending on the version you read. But take heart, I have overcome the world. And that, I remember someone asking me, I was filling in for Dana on the 5 one day, and I got to share that scripture because we were talking about war and politics, and someone said, how do you get through these times? And I quoted that scripture because I feel like no matter what happens, that's God's reminder to us that he has overcome everything. Like a blanket over the globe, he's overcome it all. So we'll get through this all together.